Hey y'all, it is Luca and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be renovating yet another ugly house in The Sims 4. Now this one is a little bit of a smaller one. It's one that I built about 10 years ago. Depends on when you're watching this because it's technically 9 years ago from now, but it's basically towards the end of 2025 at the time that I'm recording this, so it was basically 10 years ago. Let's not look too deeply into the logic of everything. The home in question is a base game starter. That's quite literally the name. And I did this as a speed build on my channel. You won't be able to find it anymore. I privated those videos a long time ago, but it was a little cringy watching the video back. But the build itself, it's fine on the outside. It's pretty cute for what it is. I definitely was very into the modern style back in the day. I hadn't found my true calling with The Sims 4 building yet. I was still just kind of building whatever I saw everyone else building, essentially. This was just like a little base game starter. We can look at the interior. I don't really know what I was doing here. I was really into studios for some reason. I don't know why. There's like the kitchen as you walk in with the dining, and then there's like a living space, and then the bed's just here, kind of crammed in the corner. I don't know what I was doing with that. I don't really understand my prerogative there. The bathroom is fine. It's a bathroom. It's like the most basic bathroom. Wow, I even used that light. Okay, I don't know what I was doing. You can see though, it's a starter home. It's under 15,000 without the lot price involved, and it has quite literally everything your sim is going to need. It's got a TV, it's got a radio, a bookshelf, it's got a guitar and an easel, a grill, two like planter boxes out here, a full kitchen, a full bathroom with decor, and it's kind of okay, considering what I was doing. The style is absolutely abysmal. I hate the style, I hate the choices, the colors, everything is bad. At least the concept is there. I thought today we are still going to limit ourselves, or I am still going to limit myself to base game only, but I thought it would be kind of fun to throw a little twist that I couldn't get rid of any of the furniture. There are some exceptions I'm going to make. Is the lights. I absolutely am redoing the lighting. If it's like a furniture item, like the couch or the bed, I have to keep that, and I can add to it as long as I don't go past it being a starter home still. So let's just go ahead and we'll jump on in. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can make this house a little bit cuter. But before we do, I just want to say a huge thank you to the EA Creator Network for supporting the channel. The Creator Network has provided me a lovely creator code. So if you want to use that creator code, anytime that you're purchasing any Sims 4 DLC, you just type it into the promo code section. You just type in luccaowens, and I receive a small commission based on that sale. A big thank you to everyone for using my code, and a big thanks to the EA Creator Network for supporting the channel. Without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not even going to look at the interior yet. I am including only the furniture, so windows and doors I can get rid of. I can get rid of these porches. I just want to keep everything else. We're just pretending that, maybe this family, this couple or whoever, they want to renovate this little cottage, and they love the shape, they love the location, they love the size. They just don't like anything else about it. So we're going to fix that. So first and foremost, we're redoing this roofing because it's a cute roofing style. Sure, I don't like it. Do I want to make it small wall height? Because it's currently a medium wall height for some reason, which is something I really don't do anymore. Because personally, if I lowered it, oh yeah, it would be just so much more smaller and more cozier. I think I'm going to go with that. Sure. Let's just go ahead just to make it a little easier. And I'll get rid of everything that I can get rid of. The windows, the doors, and the lights. I'm not going to include the floor lamps because they're furniture items and they're not bad. I'm probably going to use them anyway, let's be honest. And then let's just focus on getting the exterior looking cute. This whole setup is fine. I don't like this glass fence on the side. In fact, isn't it one of the more expensive things? Yeah, like if we can, filter by base game really fast, we can even look and see that that was one of the more expensive ones. I don't know why I was using that. Same with the stairs. Like they're definitely not one of the most expensive, but they're definitely not the cheapest either. So I'm going to replace them. Okay, the foundation, I definitely want to change that because I don't love that it's just kind of like flat and white. It's just kind of boring, to be honest. I kind of want to, let's just say we found brick underneath that and we're adding the brick instead. I do want to just keep it really, really simple with the roofing. I'm going to use a regular like gabled roof here and then a half hipped roof as well because we can kind of like intersect these like that. Oh, how cute. What a simple little shape, but I do adore it. Could we even use this siding again? I mean, possibly. It's literally just this siding. It's going to be the same price regardless. So maybe we'll, do that. I low-key want to use this kind of like greenish siding. No surprises there. I don't really use this swatch though. I think I'm going to use it today. It's super cute. And then for this part of the house, this is just paint. So it would be cool if we could find something cheap, some kind of brick. Ooh, this brick is the same price and is really nice. That's a nice combo actually. Okay, we're getting more of a cottagey vibe from this, so I'm here for it. I think for the roofing, I'm going to just make it the brown trim, I guess. Should I use this? I almost always do. Maybe this one would look cuter. There's a lot that I could choose from, to be honest. I kind of like the red roofing. It's kind of nice. It's kind of cute. So I think I'm going to go back to the foundation and I'm going to switch it to the brown swatch, of course. And that's what we're going to do with like the stairs also. Did I get rid of the thing under the stairs? I did. Look at me. Past me knew what I was doing, at least with that. And then we'll just say that they kind of went into the flooring on the porches and they stripped it back because they realized that, they just painted over some really nice wood. We'll add some railings here. I think I'm going to do this railing. I don't know. I do like that one because it has the white as a little bit of contrast. That does look kind of cute and it's not super expensive compared to the other. Do I want to add like a little awning right here? I feel like that would be nice. This is tricky though, adding like this awning here. I think I'm just going to do something like that maybe. I think I'm just going to use the half gabled roofing and then we can just add a little bit there to kind of fill in that gap. You know what? That doesn't look so bad. I kind of like it. And then I'll just build a little ceiling here and I'll add a little flat square up here so that I can add in a proper little bit of trim. This is clearly like so not necessary, but I feel like I have to put that just because it makes it look more finished. And then I can also go in and add in some flooring here onto the ceiling bit there. And I'll also add some columns too. Thankfully, they added better swatches recently. Not recently, but since the base game came out. I feel like the fence doesn't really look that good with all this, so I'm going to change that as well. I think that looks better actually. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's only 1 simoleon more, so I'm not really super worried about that. Okay, so far, so good. It's definitely more my style right now. It's a cozy little sort of realistic cottage. All right, so let's find some new doors and windows. But before we do that, something I want to do is change the floor plan because I definitely think it needs some work because we're not doing a studio. Okay, that's not what we're doing. I'm gonna just kind of grab a few of the things out of the way, place all the kitchen stuff outside. Oh my God, what was I doing? Putting all those lights in the cabinets. We're getting rid of those, okay? No. That's just a waste of money. I was really obsessed with making rooms lit up super brightly in the older days of The Sims. I'm not really like that anymore. I like, softer lit rooms and more vibe-based lighting, I think I'm going to put like the bedroom like right here. The hallway is going to be a little bit weird, but I kind of like that. And then the bathroom is going to slightly change in location. We're just going to do that as the bathroom instead. I feel like that's still a decent amount of space. And I think what I'm going to do is just put the door I'll put the door right here. That might be something we change our mind on later, to be perfectly honest with you. But at the same time, I think that's not a bad thing. I'm going to use this door because it's the cheapest door. It's 40 simoleons and every other door is is 50. So, and it looks cute, you know? It's a cute little wooden door. It's definitely the one that we got with the ranch expansion pack, the horse ranch expansion pack. I don't know why we got a door randomly in the base game, but hey. So that is basically the floor plan roughly. The entrance area right here is going to be where the kitchen is. So I think what I would like to do is maybe do like a little bit of an entrance room here. I know it's kind of weird to do that for a house this small, but I feel like that would look really good. And we can put a little archway right there. That way that this little spot can be the kitchen. There can be a little dining area here. And then like this back corner can just be like the living space. So it's sort of gonna be open concept. You know, in fact, what if we drew a wall here? We're using a lot of money using the walls, but I feel like putting the kitchen just like in this little corner here, a little dining space here, and then just like the living room here. We'll even extend the bathroom one tile just to make it a little easier to furnish. You know what? I can see it working. And then I'll just put a little archway right here. I mean, the bedroom is huge, isn't it? That's a big bedroom. Do we really need a bedroom that big? I don't think we do, to be honest with you. So what if we just cut it off there, and then let's see, we just move this down? Well, I mean, do we really need that much space for these rooms? I feel like that would make this a little bit more open right here and a little less, yeah, that feels a little bit better, because then we can maybe even put like the kitchen over here. I know walking into the kitchen is weird. So maybe this should be the living space, and then this should be the kitchen space. We figured it out eventually. We got there. The bedroom is going to be kind of cramped, because the bed's going to be back here, but how are we going to get to this porch? That's the pickle that we're in now, isn't it? So we're probably just going to have to put the bed here instead, and then the door to the porch here. You know, we're renovating a house. We're using what we've got. So not going to be super worried. Okay, let me get all of this stuff out of here, because honestly, I just want a clean slate so that I can go in and pick out the flooring, the wallpaper, all the good stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this house that I used. Oh gosh, there's even more paintings over here. Cool thing is I am going to change the swatches of everything, don't worry. And then let's see, we got to place down the windows, and I'm going with the brown vibes, I guess, but there isn't a brown swatch to these windows, which is so unfortunate, but we'll just use the octopane windows here. These are very cute. And then I'm just going to, you know, place them where windows should go. You know, I'm not really going to overthink it. I do think I am going to use these smaller windows on the in the kitchen space here, just so that they can go above the cabinets, something like that. We'll place maybe a couple windows for the bedroom here. I don't know if I want to do a bedroom window there, but I feel like that looks okay. And then we'll put a window maybe like right here as well. Sure. And then we do need a door. I'll just do this door here. That's fine. Sure. Why not? Maybe instead, since these rooms are a little different, maybe this should be the kitchen. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense to me. And then this room can be the bedroom. I feel like that makes more sense. Yeah, it's a very small bedroom, which I mean, if we wanted to, we can make it a little bit bigger if we want, but I don't really think we need to for this home. It's just a little tiny 1-bedroom cottage. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear the flooring and the wallpapers. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to choose the wallpapers and the flooring. I think we're just gonna go with the flooring that we use outside. It's so simple, but like, I mean, that's kind of the point. And then for the bathroom and the kitchen spaces, I kind of want to use something like this. I don't know, the warm colors are really speaking to me today. And then for the living room wallpaper, I kind of just want to keep it really clean and simple, you know, really cozy. I like this light sagey green color. That's kind of fun. The bedroom, I kind of want to make it brown. And then the bathroom here, I mean, I could just go with that. I don't know. I kind of low-key want to use this for the bathroom just to kind of add some, you know, old dated charm. I don't know what I'll do for the kitchen. You know, I weirdly like that for the kitchen. Yeah, I feel like that looks a little dated too. I think that's a good little selection. Now we can actually go to the items that I used before and place them down. This is kind of honestly really fun. It looked like it was against the wall before, so we'll just put it against the wall again. Why not? And then we'll just do like a little cozy little brown bed. I love using that one. Is there not a side table? Unfortunately, No. There is a hamper, which was in the bathroom originally. We could probably still fit it in there, but I really want to put it in the bedroom just because it adds some realism. How about we go ahead, we place everything down, and then we'll see what else we can add, because honestly, I think we're going to be doing pretty good with the budget. Oh, we have a dresser here with a couple plants. I think I'll save the plants for another room, in fact, and then I can put the dresser right here. We'll just do like this swatch, or do we want to do the green? The green is kind of fun. And then let's see, I guess the hamper isn't really decor, or isn't really functional. It's purely decor. We'll just put that like right there in the corner maybe. I might move it, but we'll see. And then the bathroom stuff is pretty simple and straightforward. Ooh, I don't like how everything is white. So I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna swap these around just because I feel like that's gonna look better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, to be honest. So at least the white kind of makes sense now. And I'm just gonna, place down some stuff. We'll put this robe on the back of the door. I'm gonna make it green. And then let's see, I have a little hand towel here as well, and then a mirror was in here, and then this little shower caddy, and also some toilet paper. I was really making sure everything was covered, okay? And then we'll just make sure to, change some colors here and there. A low-key want to use the avocado stuff just for fun. Actually, I think that kind of looks cute in its own silly way. I think I'm gonna put the left seat like right there, because then over here in the corner can be where the dining table is. And then we'll put this right here. This is where that can go, I guess. I was using a coffee table for the whole TV setup. And then I have an easel and a guitar as well. That's kind of wild. I think I'll put the easel on the back porch just because I don't know where else to put it. And then the guitar I'll just put in the living room. This is not final. I'm just kind of sorting all my objects, all the things that I have. I've got a lot of these little plants, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, we have this painting, which I don't like this painting, but it kind of doesn't really offend me in this home. It kind of works with the green a little bit. The dining table is going to go probably just in this corner. That's kind of nice. And then the placement of this stuff is probably gonna be a little bit tricky. Oh no, the windows are gonna be in the way. Oh shoot, I gotta flip flop those around. Hold on. There we go. And then I'm just gonna move everything back in here. You know what? The kitchen is in the exact same spot it was in before. That's funny. All I really am doing is swapping these rooms around, which actually is nice, because what I was worried about earlier was the cabinets, because I was afraid that I would have to buy more, but I don't. So we thankfully can change the swatches on these. I think I'm going to use this swatch. I weirdly liked the other one more because the wood. Yeah, that looks better already. And then I'm going to do the more worn swatches. I am going to replace the sink here. I know I said I was going to use what was here, but that's a bathroom sink. I can't do that. That's going to hurt me a little bit. So I'm going to place this one down. That's the only thing I'm changing, I swear. So now, since everything else is pretty much placed down, how about we actually go in and we style it a little bit better? I think that's the way, the term to use here. I've got so many plants, this little side table, the coffee table, so many things. It's not even funny. I feel like the bookshelf can go here in the corner. We'll at least change the swatch to a nice wooden tone. Ooh, we can put the guitar over here as well in the corner. I feel like that looks kind of nice. This plant I want in the corner too. I feel like that can look good. Is there another swatch that'll look good? No. That's fun. What if we put this in the bathroom? I feel like that looks kind of cute in the bathroom instead. We can obviously change this to a wood tone. That looks so much better already. And what we can start doing now is start buying things to add in here. I definitely want this to be a proper coffee table, and I want a thing here, what do you call it? A TV stand. That's what you would call it. If you're a normal person. I don't like how it's positioned, to be perfectly honest with you, because I feel like this window is just not placed in a good place. So I think I'm going to move that right there. That looks better already. Okay, that makes me feel better. And then the light, I don't really know what to do, because I don't like this light being in here necessarily. I mean, we could put it in the bedroom, but that's also kind of sad too. I don't know. Let's place that aside for now. Okay, and then I guess I can put like a little plant like right here. That looks cute. Do the little green plant there. Or maybe we'll put this one instead, and this one can actually go on the table like it was. And then we'll place that there. Ooh, the orange. The orange looks kind of like terracotta. This little light, I mean, putting a light next to a TV probably isn't the best idea, but I mean, it adds some charm there. And we have the radio, which does not fit on this accent table for some reason. I don't know why they don't slot there, but I guess what we can do is we can use a shelf that we can line it up like that. I'm pretty sure this will work. It does not work. So we will in fact use the tried and true red shelf, the OMSP shelf by Picture Me Bay. We can use that instead. We'll just place that down, loop it around. We can change it to a nice darker wood tone. And look at that. That's kind of cute. This white couch is really bothering me though, so I think I want to do this orange. Ooh, I like that because it's got some texture to it. And then we'll do just, we'll just do some wooden furniture. It's a set basically, but honestly that looks so much better already. And I think I'll put this light, where do I put this light? Because I feel like putting it in the middle of the floor is a big no. I feel like if I was to place it down in real life, I would put it in the corner here because that adds some nice ambience. We'll do that brown kind of color. That looks really nice. This light is still bothering me though. I don't know where to put it. Do I want it, I guess, in the bathroom? I don't know. I feel like putting that in the bathroom would be kind of strange. What if we put it out back? What if they use this light when they're painting? You know what? I just need it out of the house. So sure. There is a few things out front. I don't think I really want to change too much. I do just want to change the swatch of this chair. I think I'm just going to go with that one, because that looks nice. And then we'll make that like that orangey color. I made that so big. I loved enlarging this plant for some reason. We'll make this the main plant, and then we'll do like a couple near it. That looks kind of nice. Oh, we have these little paintings too. I had an obsession with these. I think we'll just place them in the kitchen. I liked placing these in like groups of 3 like this because there was some older paintings in like the Sims 1 era that had like 3 sets of them like that. I think that looks kind of cute in the corner actually. Okay, and then out back, honestly, I'm just going to change the swatches because these items look fine out here. So what is our budget now? If I'm not mistaken, it's actually a lot cheaper than it was before. So it's without the lot, like the actual lot price, we're at 13,653 simoleons, which that's pretty good for a starter home. It's fully furnished. There's everything that we need in here. The only thing that I really want to do now is we're going to go in and add things to it, because honestly I'm not gonna leave it at this because it needs more in this home. Okay, we want this to be a home. So first thing I'm going to start with is the bedroom, and we're going to add a little nightstand here. This hamper, I think I'm actually going to put it in the bathroom after all. I feel like this plant does fit well in here, but it's kind of taken up some space. Maybe I'll put it right here. I feel like that adds like a little bit of a divider, and we'll put that there instead. And then we can add like a proper little table in here for the nightstand. We'll just use this plain old end table. The IKEA of The Sims 4 made that, if you will. The bedroom definitely needs a mirror, of course. There is this one. It's okay. Like, that's not really my first choice, but it kind of matches everything. And then let's see, we'll add a couple little decorative items, I guess. Maybe this little box of clutter would look cute, really cute there. That's kind of nice. I would love a lamp too. A lamp in here would look really good. I always went with this one in the base game. I think this will be the bedside lamp though, for sure. And then maybe over here we can put some candles. Oh, that looks kind of nice. I guess a little picture of a pear because maybe they love pears. And let's see, I guess a rug would look really good in here. Or do I want to just put carpet in here? I feel like carpet would look better in the bedroom. Just because it's more realistic, at least in my experience. Some art. We'll just do like maybe this one. This is very nice, very cute, very simple. And then the bedroom definitely needs curtains. If anything, the bedroom will need curtains out of all of the rooms. Should we just go all brown? I mean, where's the wrong in doing that? I really enjoy that. You know what? For what it is, it's a cozy little space. And you know what? I'm not gonna leave it out, okay? Say it with me. We gotta add in the boob light. It is 100 simoleons more than the saucer light, I know, but it's just the right vibe for a home like this. Let's work on the living room now. The living room thankfully doesn't need a whole lot of work. I'm not really loving this layout though. I mean, this makes sense because this is like the hallway kind of open floor plan kind of vibe. Would we want anything here? I mean, we could probably add something like this and just scooch this over a little bit, but then I feel like this would be kind of a weird space. I don't mind that. Moving it over a notch doesn't really like get in the way of the dining space. We can even just move it over ever so slightly, but that looks good. And then I can add in like a proper like lamp here on the side table. Let's do a little bit of a nicer lamp. We'll use this one, I think. That one looks good. And I would love something here in the corner, actually. Let's just add a plant. Why not? We'll add this one right here in the corner. That looks very nice, very simple. I feel like this area feels awkward now because I want this to be like in the center now, but that's just not sensible. I think a rug would fix our issue. That's actually what we should do, is put down a rug. Probably just this one, very simple one. That does help a lot, actually, because we can put it like, oh gosh, I don't know. Does that really help or does it hurt? You know what? I'm just gonna move on from that. We'll do a brown rug, I guess. I don't like this. This is bothering me now. Yeah, we're just gonna do this instead. Oh, that does feel better. We will leave the plant though. The plant does add a lot, but this nightstand was just too much. I would like some curtains and some more art in here. Yeah, those look okay. And then I would like to find some kind of art. Ooh, the little sunflower painting is really cute. I hate this painting, but we're just gonna go with it. And we do need some like more lights on the wall, I think. Some sconces would really elevate the space. So I'll just put like maybe like one here and maybe like one here, give or take. Okay, that looks pretty good. I do want to change the swatches on those to a darker color. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. It brightens it up a bit. And I am going to go in with another boob light, of course. We're going to put it right there. And then let's add in a little rug here for the front door, a little entry rug. And then I can also put in a little welcome mat there. We're still looking really good budget wise. So let's move on to the kitchen. This might be where our budget kind of goes a little over, but it's honestly fine because everything else is pretty well furnished already. I want to add in a dishwasher, and then I don't think I'll upgrade the appliances because I kind of want to add in like a microwave too. It's a very dated looking kitchen. And honestly, if I really wanted to, I could put this dining table right here in the kitchen. Oh, but that's so cozy. Wait a minute, I actually really like that there. That's very nice. And then I can put like a sconce right above it. Oh, that's cute. Actually, that's so much more cozy and intimate. This feels more like a realistic kitchen, not gonna lie. So I'll place that down. Oh, do like that. I'm not really gonna add any more like excess like on the counter here. I do want to add in a little like hand soap or something there because I feel like it would be wrong to not put one at least. It wouldn't hurt to add in like a little thing of utensils right there. That adds a lot of life. And then curtains, I'm going to use the same curtains that I used in the living room there. And then for the windows, I think I'll add maybe these. I feel like those look cute. They're so dated looking, but gosh, there's something about the dated vibes of the Sims 4 base game that I weirdly love. And then the rugs in here, I think, honestly, this rug is $135. That's a little expensive. We'll just use this rug here. I'd rather put it where the sink is. That just seems nice. And do we want to put any more art? Because we have this over here. That looks kind of cute. Oh, something I did not add. Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I was even talking about it in the original build because I went to watch it because I can still watch it because it's just privated. But I was like, I did forget the trash can. So we're definitely adding a trash can. We'll just put this one. We'll do the green one. Why not? We'll put it in the corner there. Perfect. I made amends. So now that we moved to the dining space, I really like the idea of putting a desk here. Will that put us over budget? I don't think so. We can do like a corner desk, or maybe this can be moved. We can do like this kind of moment with the desk. Maybe we can put this in the corner over here actually. That fills in that space really well. And then we can just put maybe the desk against the wall. I feel like that looks better. We'll give them a really simple and cheap computer here. And then we'll give them this chair as well. I love this chair. And then a little rug. That seems okay. I don't love the way that looks actually. Never mind. I don't really know what else I can put because honestly we might be hitting our budget pretty quickly. So I'll just put that. I'm gonna just put some books. I mean, you can never go wrong with a few books on the desk, and then maybe like this little pencil holder here. I don't know. I feel like I always put my pencil holder here and my lamp on the right. I don't know. I know the lamp on the right seems kind of weird if you're left-handed or right-handed. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it should be like this because I'm right-handed. We'll put the books like maybe here in the corner, put this like right here. Obviously the little notebook, that's very expensive. So we'll do these instead. Let's put a little stack of books there. You know what? That's a cute little workspace. We're not over budget. I feel like this would look so much better over here though. So maybe we can get rid of these books, and then I can actually put this like on the side here. Sort of looks like a little bit of a built-in moment, but that looks kind of cute. And I'll put the sconce over here, and then maybe I can put a painting or a poster or something. I feel like this is kind of extra, but it's so cute. Honestly, I kind of like just putting that there as a little bit of a fun moment. And then I think that's really all I want to add into the living room. So the interior is pretty much done. The exterior, I don't think I want to change anything about the layout here at the very least, because I feel like that's fine. That's all they really need. I do want to redo the terrain paint though. Also, I'm realizing too, I put the staircase this way. It should be pointed this way. So let's just flip it around. What is going on here with this railing? I don't understand. Let's lift the house up one notch. That fixed that issue. I know that definitely changes the house a little bit, but to be honest, I feel like before it just didn't look right being that low. And then we can put the easel just right back here, and then this light right over here as well. And now what we can do is, I think I'm just gonna move everything slightly over. I don't mind this layout, to be honest. It's not bad. I don't really like that light being there, but you know what? We'll just not worry about it too much. And then let's find a good terrain paint, probably something more along the lines of like just like one of these maybe. These are gonna look different, by the way, and I did fix the link in the description. Somebody pointed it out that the link to the terrain mod that I have was broken. I did fix it, thankfully, so thank you so much for reminding me. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit of a paved little, not really paved, it's not paved, but just like a little bit of a patio kind of situation. We'll make it kind of look right with this layout here. That looks kind of nice. In fact, I'll take these lights and put them on the corners instead, and then we can just, these chairs, man, like they need a table. Like if you're gonna have a grilling area outside, you gotta put a little table too, at least. Like my goodness, what was I doing? We'll just do this then. All right, let me actually see if it's still a starter. It is. Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. And so now I'm going to go in with some landscaping. I kind of want to make this one tile more narrow. I could spend forever and a day doing stuff like this, just making little tweaks and adjusting things and, you know, adding landscaping. You know what, let's just take our time today, y'all. We're slowing down, we're taking our time. And let's see, we'll click the live edit little tag here, and then we can go in and add live edit plants so that where you don't go over budget. And then we'll just put one there. Those look so cute. I love those. And then I think, do I want to surround this with anything? I mean, I think the terrain paint needs to be like filled in right here because it's kind of weird not being like that. I mean, we could go in with like a fence or something. I mean, there is this one, and honestly, it's kind of doing something for me. This like that. Maybe we'll put it like to the edge of the house, like right here. And then we can just kind of place it based off of that roughly. Maybe this will decide the shape and the size of our backyard here. Let me move this out of the way. We'll put this like so. Maybe I'll like leave a little bit of a gap or something. I mean, could that be the gap? I don't really like putting the gap right there. Maybe I'll just do like a gap like a tile wide or 2 tiles wide or something like that width. We can put this here on the end. There is the, what are they called? The HVAC systems. Oh gosh, will this put us over? It won't. Oh my goodness. That just adds so much realism in my opinion. And that will also help with this little awkward little spot here. And I think for the patio, I'm just gonna fill in some of the space a little bit more, just like this much, just to kind of square it off a little bit with the grid. Do I want to do just like another little like pathway? I feel like that doesn't look bad actually. I quite like that. I love this terrain paint. It's an override. So it won't look like this in your game if you download it, but it will look like this one right here, the clay grassy pavers. I think it will actually look just as nice, if not better, but I really like the realism that these bring. Oh, I did not add a mailbox before, did I? We'll just put one right there. That looks really cute there. And then now we can go in and do some proper landscaping, y'all. That's so fun. We'll just kind of clean up that edge there. And then I don't know what I want to do with this bit here. Part of me wants to just kind of leave it grassy, to be honest. I don't know. We might add some stuff, but let's just go from the front here. I like this tree being here because it adds some shade to the house and kind of protects it. And now we can go in with the proper landscaping. I'm so excited. I usually like to look around and see what they've got. I like these like little orange flowers. Those look very cute, to be honest. Do we have that somewhere? I feel like those look so nice in like a little trio right there in the front. That looks very cute. And then for the side of the house, I definitely want to just go in with some hedges. Just keep it really simple, you know. This one is always my choice because it's just so pretty, and like you can size it down, but it's still like nice and big to fit just right there. That looks very nice actually. I do need to add in a outdoor kind of trash bin, which that's going to cost us some simoleons. So I'm just going to go with the cheapest one here. I mean, to be fair, I think there is not. I was going to say there's one on the street somewhere, but there is absolutely not. So we're going to just put this one. I think I'll put this one out back just because I feel like it would look weird out front. And then now we can go in. Let's see. What do I want to put on this side? Probably more of those hedges. I feel like that's a good choice, at least for right here. Honestly, putting hedges on the side of the house is good because it helps, you know, with some sound muffling, you know, but also it just kind of looks nice. Do people put flowers around the outside of their fence? I don't think so, because this is like a backyard. So I'm not really going to go too intense with that. I have the instinct to get rid of one of these though, to open up the space. I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be opened up a little bit, you know? It just feels so closed off right there and dark. And I feel like you would want to go out this way all the time too. So I'm gonna leave it open, but then I'm gonna want to put some other flowers too. Maybe I'll just put a couple. I mean, you know what? It's gonna look really pretty for us. And that's the point, okay? Move these back a little tiny bit just to help with the spacing. That looks really cute. Maybe we can just put like one on either side of the fence here. And then maybe we can do the same over here, of course, because, you know, you want it to be in a nice spot there. So we'll just do like maybe like one here and one here. Ooh, can we afford more lights? How much are these? They're 45 simoleons. Okay, we'll just put one then, just right here. I think I'm going to extend this out just because it feels weird. I might leave the space where it's like kind of exposed right there empty. I don't know. Maybe we should just fill the whole thing in. I don't know if that's realistic. I don't think it is, but we'll put these here. Maybe we'll put the grill like right here in the corner, and then this can just kind of be out in the middle there. That's kind of nice, actually. It's nice and spacious. There's plenty of room to add some more stuff, you know, if you're, you know, wanting to add more things to this build, because it's a starter, you know, you're kind of meant to transform it over time. All right, let's add some more flowers. Let's just go crazy with the flowers because, you know, we want it to look pretty. Just make sure we're using Live Edit because we can't afford anything else right now. I think I'm going to use these like dark little flowers. These look really, really cute. We'll put these maybe we'll put these like in between. I don't know. I kind of liked how clean and simple that looks. Maybe we can put a couple like right here just to kind of help. Ooh, there are some Live Edit plants that I really like using, like this one. This looks really good because you can put it like against like the porch there. We can also put some like along here as well. Ooh, see, that is nice because it kind of helps cover it up and it just adds some more detailing. And then let's see what other ones I got over here. I got these. These look really cute, just kind of like next to those. Maybe we'll put the tree like right there, and we'll put some more of these like fern kind of pieces. I feel like we need to add some right out here. This adds a lot of detailing and it makes it look a little bit more unkempt. I like it. I think it's neat. Let's see. I do want to add in some little patches of like grass and like flowers. I think I'm just gonna do a couple. However, those don't look very good to me. I don't like that. There is this that came with the base game too, but I don't really think that looks that good either. This looks good, but what I'm seeing around is actually the lighter version of the grass, like this. I don't really know if I love that, to be honest. Ooh, one thing we can add, because there is some debug chimneys. We can add a little chimney just for decor. You know, maybe it's not really functional, of course, but that just adds a lot. Is that too tall? Let's shrink it down. That's cute. And then we'll make sure it's centered with that roof there. That looks good. Alrighty, y'all. So this is the house. 10 years ago, I built this home originally, and it's honestly really, really nice seeing it renovated. The old house was still very special to me because, you know, it was one of those homes, like I built so many back in the day, so it's some of them are forgettable, but when I do see one of the older homes, it just kind of reminds me of who I was then. And not to get all mushy, but it's like, oh, I've come such a far way since then. You know, I was broke, single, in college, living at home, struggling, making videos, you know, to make barely enough money to maybe pay a couple bills. You know, I was, you know, it was a completely different time, but I still really, really appreciate that time of my life because it taught me a lot. I learned a lot, and yeah. It's kind of cool seeing where I am now with YouTube and The Sims and just everything in general. But yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to you all for not just watching the video, but for subscribing. We just hit 44,000 subscribers. We've had such a significant amount of growth this year, and I'm really excited for, you know, the holidays, but I'm also really excited for next year too, just to kind of see where we'll get. Yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you as well to my YouTube members, the Lavender Buds. A big thank you to you all so much for the support. I decided I'm not going to read out the member list all the time, just because last time I did, and then once I went to edit, I got more members right after that. Here you all are. There's so many of you all at this point too. It would take forever, but thank you so much for your support. I really genuinely appreciate each and every one of you all so much. If you'd like to become a member, you'll get early access to my videos as well as access to my members only content, but also don't feel the pressure whatsoever to support me that way. Just being here, watching the video, liking, commenting, you know, sharing, subscribing, all that, like that helps way more than you think. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll upload this house. It'll be on the gallery under my username, luccaowens, as always. I'm going to do it right now so I don't forget, because 9 times out of 10, I will finish the video and just be like, da-da-da-da, you know, and I'll be like, oops, I forgot to upload it. I guess I'll do that later, and then I'll never do it. But anyways, enough rambling aside. I love you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Drink some water. Take it easy. Go play some Animal Crossing if you got it, because that's what I'm going to do after this. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I'll speak to y'all next time. Bye, y'all.